If this is your first time joining us, welcome. We hope your experience is fruitful. Please feel free to visit our website to find out how you can join our growing family. While we are loading your experience, please do us a quick favor and hit that like button from whichever platform you're watching or listening on. Also, share so others may enjoy as well. And we hope you would consider hitting that subscribe or follow button so you can check out more of our amazing content. All right, let's start the show.
Don't you bring no bullshit in here. 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 Bring no bullshit in here. Bring no bullshit in here. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think we want to grab some spoons, like the old school.
On the washboard?
Yeah, on the washboard. Like, I need something.
I need churches to quit doing that. They still doing that in 2024. And I need them to stop. Like, immediately.
What church?
Girl, I think that it's a church called
Don't call them out, Walter. Okay, tell me later.
Oh,
Don't call them out.
okay. Because I sure was gonna call their name.
Faithful parishioners, we want to leave them.
And then they too need to know that this is the year where we stop all dumb shit. We're not doing no more dumb shit in the name of the Lord.
You said we got too many instruments now. Too many tracks.
And, I mean, unless now sometimes stuff like that sounds good in the track, in the music. But have you heard a washboard? Them rubbing on a washboard?
I have. I've sat next to one and I had to get away.
I was gonna say that shit don't sound good. That ain't soothing.
No. Not in the middle of service and praise and worship.
I'm over here trying to worship and holler like that heifer at Keon Henderson's church. I'm trying to get my deliverance. And you out here competing with me. That's why I had to holler so loud, because you on.
So what you're saying is we are off the plantation. We got other options. We should utilize them for the edification of one another and the body of Christ as a whole. You say
good sound of music, yeah.
Okay.
Greetings, Dr. Ho.
Hey,
welcome.
You're late. On time.
You're never late here on the Walk B Connection. I mean, the Walk Bay Connection. Lord,
you be leaving me out sometimes, Walter.
I don't mean to.
It's okay.
But I'm still aware of a perfect phrase.
Fix this off.
Your smile will always remain. Always remain.
You ain't supposed to be singing both parts. I know you can sing both parts, but you got to let somebody sing with you.
Because I do musical. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not going there today.
You over here acting like what's her name? Who told the lady to stop singing?
Real. Basically, child, that's becoming a church custom. I'm telling you, by the end of the year, we're probably going to have our first preacher grab the mic and tell someone to shut the hell up. Just shut the hell up.
Probably
I prophesy it. I prophesy that about 3. I'm just playing.
Around Thanksgiving. Hey, Walter.
Hey, Manoa.
Hey, how you?
I'm great.
I'm really excited about tonight's show. Tonight, Keith Swell, Lord. I'm good. I was good on him then. I'm definitely good on him now.
I mean, is he still cute with his shirt off? I mean, because if you take his shirt off and sing, I'll listen to someone who sound okay if they fine.
But
I don't care. Look at me crazy. I don't mind sitting on the front row listening.
I'm not paying for a naked chest. I'm paying for music. I'm paying for sound.
I will pay for a naked sweating chest.
That's called a strip club. They got them.
Yeah, but the strippers ain't singing though. You know, and begging, I give all my love. He definitely will be.
That's what y'all think. Y'all think he drunk, but really that's how he sounds.
I could agree with that too. I definitely can agree with that too.
No.
There's not much difference from drunk Keith and sober Keith, okay?
And you will never know.
The world may never know.
Y'all, tonight we are talking about get the shovel hunty, okay? And I feel like this is so important because we are both out here. I'm building a relationship with somebody. You out here, dating and trying people out and everything. So these are just important things for us to discuss for everybody.
Absolutely.
But before we dive in, how has your last 7 days been?
My week has been great. Life is different when you have a level of self-awareness and a level of self-consciousness, but not in the negative connotation. Self-consciousness is I'm aware of who I am. I am conscious of what I bring to the table. Life is just different. Things sound different. I'm not offended by much. And I've been enjoying my life here recently. Things are good.
I like it. I like it. So you are learning exactly who you are and how you show up in this world and what everybody should do when you walk into a room is what you're saying.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm also realizing every room isn't for me, and it is okay not to go to those rooms. And sometimes those rooms are, with people I love in them. Those are people I love. That's their room. But, sometimes you have to keep that distance until they learn how to accept and respect who you are.
Yes, sir. I put people on timeout all the time.
Absolutely.
But that's I feel like more people have to be in a space where they are really spending time with themselves. That's what you've been doing. You've been spending time with yourself. That's how you're getting all this knowledge about you. But if you're trying to run behind everybody else and be in everybody else's business, you can't have this level of awareness. You're not going to get it. Okay. So thank you, Walter, for setting an example. Appreciate you. You better touch some people.
And myself in the process.
I mean, you got to know how to touch you before you can tell somebody else. You got to be able to instruct. But for me, this week has been, I feel like my whole world is a roller coaster because I'm such an emotional person, just who I am. Total Pisces, okay? Total middle kid. But so everything is always up and down, but I feel like I'm getting to a point where my highs are not as high and my lows are not as lows because of where my mind is. I feel like I'm a much stronger person overall. And so I know when to sit down and be quiet and when to spring into action, and everything is not always an emergency. And so I have some situations, with school. I'm trying to finish up. I'm doing some great things. But I had a teacher that, tried to catch me slipping. And, I was quick on them emails and I had to check some people. But I did it in the most professional way because thank God I've learned. But
All right.
I feel like it's important to, again, teach people how to treat you and not just allow people to just do whatever they want to do,
Right.
because they are not living your life. They're not trying to accomplish the goals that you are. And at the end of the day, they're not putting in your sacrifice. So they can move however they want to move, but it's your job to
Absolutely.
pull a coattail. Absolutely not.
Absolutely.
Not this one. And it ain't just because I'm a child of God. It's because I actually put in that work. So don't do me.
Right. Right.
So I feel really good. I feel encouraged. I feel strengthened, and we're
Yeah.
gonna keep on keeping on because I'm getting these degrees. I'm putting in that work.
Let's do it.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
yeah. So Walter, we had some fun putting together this class and ass of the week. I think I think it's a good one. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Now let's talk about some people. We're gonna start with the class of the week. Okay.
Yes.
So this week's class is Mr. Trip Fontaine. And if any of y'all are familiar, he is one of the hosts from tonight's conversations. And this dude, the reason why he is the class of the week is because he is a young Black man who is dropping so much truth to the world when it comes to individual growth and development and how it affects a relationship.
Right. Right.
And as Black people, as in people in general, but definitely as Black people, having these young male voices
Yeah.
that are saying, hey, dudes, y'all got to do better. Hey, women, y'all need to stop accepting bullshit. And also, you need to get it together.
Yeah.
To have a young Black man who is willing to say those things, and I don't know about his personal life. I don't get into all of that. I feel like truth is truth, no matter where it comes from. And so I don't know about his personal life, but I know what he says out of his face be spot on. And one of the videos that's been circulating lately has been one of him saying, we get effed up in like. We get effed up in like. We want to marry what we like. We want to work where we like. We want to buy what we like. And he said we are too grown to always be caught up in this like.
Yeah.
I thought that was so transformative. What you think?
Yeah. So I like him because he presents a good balance. Although he is definitely cute. Yes, speak the truth, Dr. Hope. Let the Lord use you. I like him because he presents a good balance. A lot of times things are mixed up and missed in the translation between men and women. Because even though we're talking English, we are talking two different languages.
Yeah.
He has enough emotional intelligence and verbal acrobatic skills to put into words exactly, Janaire, he is real. To put into words what a lot of men feel but not are able to convey.
Yeah. That's good.
I like to think, and now you all can judge me as much as you want. I like to think he represents the majority of men that are really striving in our community, but him, much like most of the rest of us, are overshadowed by the people who are the loudest and who make the most noise. You know, I've heard him hold fathers accountable. I've heard him hold mothers accountable, you know.
Yeah.
So I like his presentation. I like his emotional intelligence. And just overall. So I definitely I applaud him as class of the week.
Yeah. Okay. And you know, for everybody that we, praise, we also gotta check our own, because sometimes we be slipping out here. So Walter, can you tell us who was slipping this week and fell into the ass of the week?
This week's ass of the week is Pastor Keon Henderson. Are you asking me why is he the ass of the week? Now, I want to be very clear. I pastored for 15 years. I do know you have to set order in the church, but there is a way to do everything. And so everybody's coming out the woodwork with excuses as to why he was right. Okay. Again, there is a way to do everything before you jump belligerent and start snapping at people and telling people what to do. So in essence, this guy, we'll come back to that, Janair, in a minute. This guy's in service. Now he's singing, I lift my hand in praise to you. Now he's singing. Someone starts worshiping and hollering, and he tells them silence, and he starts snapping at them, get her, stop in the house of the Lord. And then he defends himself by saying, God has commissioned him to keep order in the house of the Lord. Can we play a portion of that clip real quick, Kwame?
Hey, hush, hush. Silence in the name of Jesus. I lift my hands into the only voice I want heard is his. Oh, praise.
Okay. The only voice I want heard is his. Then he starts singing. I lift my hand in glory.
Walter.
Okay, so my issue here, first off, you sang it, nigga. That ain't God talking.
It's not silence. This was not a moment of silence.
The musicians is playing, and she's going forth in whatever. Okay, it sounded like she was working through something. I don't know what that lady had going on, right? And so, being that I was involved in church, I do know sometimes people have the spirit or the energy of doing too much. I get that, but there is a way to do everything. Snapping at the girl, talking about silence. You done took things too far, sir. And then to turn around and say, the only voice I want heard is his, and then keep singing. So are we now to believe that you are the voice of God? Nigga, please.
Walter.
Go ahead.
I can't. Okay, so
I could, but I'm just not going to. Okay.
Okay. Now I didn't watch this clip. I was waiting. I didn't watch it. And so here's my thing. I am a worshiper.
Mm-hmm.
Praise is what I do, is what the song said. And I am her in a service. When the spirit moves, I run, I jump, I scream, I fall on the floor, I may lay out. That may happen. Whatever spirit says is needed at that time is what I'm doing. Because sometimes, most times, spirit is moving and you literally can't control it. Okay. And so I don't know what church he grew up in. But the one he's running right now probably ain't running on spirit. I'm not there. I can't check the temperature. I just know what this wasn't great. And I have gone to different services with different ministers that was not a home church of mine. Right. And so I have experienced individuals that say, okay, praise and worship is over. We've allowed the spirit to come in and we want to now have it to sit down, and now it's time for the message. And so I have had people gently, kindly usher me to a separate room so
Right.
I can finish.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so everything that he had going on, I feel, was about him. It had nothing to
Mm-hmm.
do with spirit. And I hope that she went to go find a new home church.
My thing with this is, so I absolutely agree with ushering her to the thing. And so I want to address my sis, Janair says, his members are saying he does this every single Sunday to the point that it's disruptive. But I agree with you. The way he handled it was wrong, and you're being extra. Well, I'm nothing if not just a little extra. My issue with that is if she does it every Sunday, why is she up there? Okay. And then if she is, you assign someone. All right, when Sister Jenkins get to hollering, I need you to go sit with her and help her work through it. Help her work through it so that she don't be a distraction. There is a way to handle that, just a simple, come on, everyone, just, and a simple, as a worship leader, sometimes that thing when I'm singing and it's a moment of worship, that thing will get a hold of somebody, and they louder than the praise team and off and sound horrible. But never do I shut them down like that. There are ways of just saying, let's just lift our hands for a moment and just let the Lord minister to us through the music. There is a way to do things without crushing people.
Yeah.
Now you done snapped at this lady. You saying silent, and the people around you saying silent, which let me know that you got a pit bull up there somewhere hiding that's gonna really try to check her when you're not around. So you really open her up to attack.
Yeah.
And that's just my my opinion. Kwame Speaks says unpopular opinion. He is the man of the house. He is the steward of the flock. If he don't like it, then they need to find a space that works for them. Just like how we can choose our doctors. Go ahead.
I definitely agree. She needs to find a place that allows for her form of worship. Mm-hmm. Right. I know my home church from back in the day, we might be in praise and worship for 4 hours because that was the space that they allowed there. If spirit came in and we were caught up in worship, whether we were part of the praise team at that time or we were just lay members in the pew, if spirit moved for 4 hours, we had a 4-hour service and no one disrupted that. And I appreciated that because being a person who was growing spirit and growing connection with God, having that time in those moments was everything. But I do not agree that he is the man of the house and what he says goes, because that ain't even how it's supposed to be. He may be the man of the house, but it's supposed to be God's house. And so praise and worship is what it is.
Okay. So I like Kwame Speaks' follow-up comment. That kind of gave me a little more insight to where he's coming from. The moment we stop going to spaces that don't keep us safe, the better for the good spaces. Did I read that right? The better for the good spaces. We keep giving popularity and energy to unhealthy spaces. All right. So you get no argument from me because I sure was trying to jump on that first one. Like, no, now come on.
The follow-up was better.
Janair says he's the pastor, right or wrong. If it's not a fit for her, she should find a church that allows her to move. So my problem with that is false advertisement. False advertisement. Don't call it, Church of Christ, Church of God, Church of Jesus, Baptist Church. Call it Keon Henderson's church. Call it what it is. Don't be over here and then we sing songs about have your way. No, have my way.
Right.
You feel me? Like false advertisement.
Yeah.
Again, things happen, and I'm all for order, but there are ways to do things, and the excuse that she does this every week, that doesn't work for me, especially with a ministry that size. You got 30,000 square feet. You got 30,000 square feet and you don't have a room for people to go and buck and shuck and hunch until
Right.
they,
You don't have a special praise room for
right,
follow for the
right.
overflow.
They want to get over there and hunch until the Lord really work that thing out of them. You know, they want to buck and
Yeah,
get it all
they
out. So,
gotta get it out. You got the overflow for the people that's giving the offering, but you don't have the overflow of those that are connecting with the Spirit. I got a problem with that.
Come on. Sometimes people got to get over there and really work it out. Hallelujah. In the Holy Ghost. All right, well, this is our ass of the week.
We done. Well, thank you, Walter, for bringing his ass to our attention, because I didn't know nothing about this, and this was appropriate. Now I understand. So y'all, we're gonna go real quick.
No, wait. I want to answer what Kwame just said. I'm sorry. Also, remember, Pastor Keon is human. Are we going to cancel him and negate all the good that he has done? Just asking. No. So I want to first say the nigga ain't did shit for me.
I can't.
Hallelujah. Be unto God. Secondly, no, I'm just playing. No, I don't believe in canceling for one mistake, but I do believe that we do need to hold people accountable. Like, I wouldn't have canceled Kim Burrell, but I would have tapped that ass every time she do something, because that's the only way they're going to learn.
Yeah.
No, that's not canceling him. No, he does not need to be destitute. He doesn't need to be put out the church, but he does need to know that that's not cool.
Yeah, I'm not one for cancel culture. I don't know about all this stuff. Because like you said, people are human. And I'm going to get to a point where people are going to start saying things about me more often.
Absolutely.
They do it in my everyday life. You know, now it's just going to be on a different level. Point being is that I want to give the same grace that I want to receive. Absolutely. At some point, because I'm going to make a mistake. I'm going to do something that is inappropriate. I'm going to do something that's going to rub somebody the wrong way. Right. As a matter of fact, if Pastor Keon Henderson would like to come on the show in a week or two from now, so you can help us understand your reasoning, I'd even be open to that, because I want to understand. I have an opinion, I have an experience, but I'm not the end all be all. Like you are not the end all be all. So
he can come on the show, but if he snaps at me one time and say silent,
Kwame, hit that button. Hit that button.
Get me out, right? Get me off the screen immediately. If he snaps at me and say silent, child.
Well,
I'm gonna read him like the queen he is. Let me just leave that at that.
I mean, just
it'll be a queen, definitely reading a princess. Because I would definitely score. Allegedly.
Walter, I think we might have to do the sneak peek when we get back from break.
Yes. Let's take a quick break. And then we're going to talk about dating and getting a shovel. Mm-hmm. So sometimes people play in your face and you might need to bury them.
Walter, it ain't that shovel, but we're going to
talk about that shovel? Oh, okay, well, you're going to have to educate me. She's your queen to be.
Kwame, go ahead with the break.
Elevate your entertainment with Watch Vim. Discover the ultimate online streaming destination. Get an auto-renewing monthly subscription for unlimited content on all devices. Join us in supporting a Black-owned streaming platform that brings top-tier entertainment. Let the streaming excitement begin at Watch Vim, your seamless experience for endless entertainment. Stream online or download the Watch Vim app now.
Because self-care should be luxurious. Luxor Noir.
Are you ready for enlightening conversations that transcend boundaries? Get ready for Conversations with Clergy, brought to you by the HIV Vaccine Trials Network. In partnership with the world's largest publicly funded international collaboration, the HVTN is dedicated to evaluating vaccines to prevent HIV and COVID-19, but their impact doesn't stop there. The HVTN is at the forefront of advancing vaccinology, social and behavioral sciences, statistics, immunology, and even contributing to the research on tuberculosis and COVID-19 vaccines. By supporting Conversations with Clergy, the HVTN not only brings you thought-provoking discussions, but also contributes to the global effort to combat infectious diseases. Tune in, stay informed, and be a part of the change. Conversations with Clergy, supported by the HVTN, empowering conversations, empowering lives. Join us in this journey of knowledge, understanding, and progress. Conversations with Clergy, proudly brought to you by the HIV Vaccine Trials Network, because together we can make a difference.
Hey pilots, did you know that you can now catch the electrifying sounds of Bulletin Flight Radio anywhere you go? Yes, you heard it right. Tune in to the high-flying beats and soaring melodies by downloading the TuneIn app on your mobile device. Just search for Bulletin Flight Radio and hit play. It's that easy. And if you have a smart device like Alexa or Google, just say, "Hey Google," or "Alexa, play Bulletin Flight Radio on TuneIn." Experience the rush of adrenaline wherever you are. Listen to Bulletin Flight Radio on TuneIn using your Alexa or Google devices. Soaring through the skies has never sounded this good. Don't miss out on the ultimate musical journey. Tune in now to Bulletin Flight Radio on TuneIn and let the music take you on an unforgettable ride. Get ready to elevate your listening experience. Brought to you by Bulletin Flight Radio.
No, all of this talk about church has me thinking about my favorite song. Can I sing my favorite Christian song for you?
What's your favorite Christian? Now, gospel or Christian? What are we doing?
It's gospel.
Okay.
Okay, so it goes like this. When I die, let me die speaking in tongues. When I die, let me die speaking in tongues. Oh, the Ashanda, he coming higher. Etobo shine.
I can't.
Na. When I die, let me die. I speaking in tongues. Why y'all don't like my song? No.
Okay.
No shit. This is a real song. That is.
I can't.
Okay, maybe I added the part about the "Oh, Shonda, he coming higher." I made that up. It's almost shine. Shine, na. I went to a church and she was like, "When I die, let me die speaking in tongues." I said, "Wait a minute." I thought she made that song up. She sent me the YouTube video.
What?
Of the lady singing, "When I die, let me speak in tongues." I said, where has this song been all my life?
Like, this song has been recorded and
girl, I guess it's a tradition down.
What?
So, I took and wrote me a little verse to it. I said, we're gonna sing that. I said, we gonna sing that. Head to a shine.
I can't stand it.
Whoa, Oh, shine, na, na, na,
Trying to get them to
na.
pull out them washboards and spoons. That's what you're trying to do.
I
We
want somebody
said
to
put
stand
them
and
away.
start screaming so he can be like, silence.
Okay, Walter, because this topic is one that just it's personal to me. It rubs me the whole wrong way because I've lived this life. And so when I read this post, it was very disturbing to my whole life. But we're gonna do this sneak peek real quick so we can hurry up and get to the things of things.
Absolutely.
Y'all. So TLC then lost their whole minds. I don't know who is in these rooms creating these doggone reality TV shows, but they decided to come up with MILF Manor. Okay. MILF Manor is the name of the show that's getting ready to come out. So and it's they're gonna be airing it on Sunday.
As if Mom, I'd love to.
Yeah. To slide on up in. So it's going to be airing on Sundays, mind you. That puts the icing on the cake. But the whole premise of this show is for fathers and sons to compete for what they say to be women's hearts. That's what this is. So I don't know who's sitting in these rooms creating these shows, but here are the father and son combos. So apparently these women that they are choosing they're just so open, right?
Okay, you're gonna have to forgive me, but that one down there in the middle with that dad and the son in the brown and dad in the purple, I'll go with the dad on that.
You said it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be
hard.
No,
that ain't gonna be too hard. That dad look like he put something down that son don't look like he knows just yet. Now that up there in that light blue shirt and the dark blue shirt, the dad in the light blue and dark blue. I don't know. Help me, Holy Ghost.
You do a little swirl action.
Reveal it to me, G. She probably gonna go in between both of them. Now the sun is gonna went down right. The picture right below them. With the sun in the white shirt. The sun got that one. That's not even gonna be a competition.
You don't think so?
Yeah, that ain't gonna be a competition.
I mean, Dad might have some good combo.
Nah. Unless he's a billionaire and he's gonna cut the sun off. That's not even gonna be a competition. And these two over here, I don't know if the dad and the son are on the same team. I feel like they just found a show, a foot in the reality TV.
Well, they might have just found each other and said, let's find over this show.
Yeah, there we go.
Walter,
I don't
this is a hot mess.
I agree.
And my thing is is this the reflection now of our real life dating world now? It is older women competing to see whether or not they're going to be a cougar or they're going to stay in their age bracket. Is that where we at now?
That's where we're at.
That's why.
That is definitely where we're at. But I want to point out the fact that if it was two women competing for a man, the men will be considered perverts. If it was a mom and daughter competing for an older man, and this was called DILF, the men would be considered perverts. Double standard. I don't like it. It's sexist. And Lord, touch it and deliver it right now. Bring justice to our country.
It's like they're saying that the women are so easily swayed that we can just set them up like this. I just don't like none of it. I don't like none of it. I don't know who came up with this, but y'all need to stop. Let me know how it goes though, Walter, because I know you're gonna watch it. So
girl, I ain't watch it.
You're not tuning in?
I'm not for this one.
Okay. Y'all, so the topic. So get a shovel, hunty. Look. How this came about was this lady. We got this lady who was so happy about her marriage. She just got married and she blasting all over the internet. And then shortly thereafter, her new husband's girlfriend long-term girlfriend or whatever status they had, immediately posted and said, I don't know who you think your husband is.
Oh.
But he is my boyfriend, and we was just together for all of these fabulous trips and all this, and he was at my house, and we had a great birthday celebration together. And ma'am, check your husband. Here's why I'm at with this, Walter. Why is this such an issue? Because we have stopped digging into people's lives. We are so caught up in this social media stuff. We are so caught up in these surface ass relationships that we legitimately are marrying people we do not know.
Right. And how dare she ruin their family by telling them that?
I can't.
I'm just playing, you guys. I'm just playing. I'm so joking. I'm so joking.
Kept the secret longer. Anyway, but like it and I'm not saying that, you know, our parents didn't fall into things and their parents didn't fall into situations, because this has been happening since the beginning of time.
Right.
But y'all, there's way too much out there for us to now be able to, we can look at people's records. We can find people on the intranets on all different kind of platforms. We can do background checks. We got so much at our disposal now.
So I think it's because, and I blame the microwave of it all, not the actual microwave. But the wanting to, we want a solid relationship so fast without putting in the work to build the foundation, right?
Yeah.
And this comes from us meeting today, dating 3 weeks, and now we want to be a relationship guru on social media. Well, this is how you keep your man, boo. That ain't even your man. He married. So, and it's not all just the men, because some of the women do this too, just so we're clear. Women be having whole families and stuff too. I just want, you know, we got to get rid of this microwave mentality and just get to know a person.
Yeah.
We got to be like, oh, thank you all. I am speaking facts. Look who's doing that. Look who's speaking. I'm just playing. We got to get rid of this microwave, I want it all right now BS that's out there. Take some time. Get to know them. When I date a person, you know, once we establish that we're dating, now, if I meet you and this is just a one-off, it may turn into dating later, but if it's just a one-off, we can definitely do other things. But if I meet you and I feel like we are going to build something, it's going to be a minute before we get physical, because once we get physical, things become cloudy. I want to see you a little bit when you're a little bit upset, when I'm on your nerves.
Yes.
I want to see you in your natural habitat around your friends a little bit. Now, I'm not saying we ain't got to be together. I'm not for no 60 or 70 days. Did I say that out loud? I don't know about waiting that long, but I want to get to know you a little bit. Let's build us a foundation before we just go to pound town.
Yeah. And you know, Walter, I love how you said it. Like we just want to microwave these relationships.
Yeah.
We stop asking questions that matter.
Absolutely.
And we so quick to take pictures just to post them on social media and say that somebody is with us or bought us some flowers. But he didn't buy you flowers, sis. He didn't buy you flowers. He was with his other girl last night, and she had flowers, and he took them. He confiscated them and brought them to you. He didn't buy you nothing. And so, you know, we have to become more protective of ourselves and take the time to invest time into someone else before we decide to fully take a leap with someone.
Right.
Walter, let me ask you, what are some really important questions to ask somebody before you get married? Because you did a lot of marriage counseling. You know, you've been married and divorced. You know, what are some important questions that you need legitimate answers to before you say I do?
For me, I would ask, and this may seem a little intrusive, but like, what is your relationship like with your parents? And then I would sit and listen. And then sometimes it's not in answering the questions, just listen. And I'm going to say this, and this may offend some people, but you got to watch a person that can't keep no friends.
Yeah.
Listen. If they always we was friends and then we fell out. We was friends and then we fell out and we was friends, and they ain't got no long-term friendships. Because not only will not the relationship not work, it's 9 times out of 10 going to end very messy. But what's your relationship like with your parents? And then I would also ask them, what are some of your spiritual beliefs and practices? Now, if you're someone like me, I'm a chameleon. I don't have to be with a Christian. I don't have to be with someone who goes to church. But for some people, I know that's a deal breaker. I just need to make sure. Right, that's my baby daddy. Y'all see Kwame? He's saying we're aligned. I'm just playing. Let me quit. That man probably got a man. I don't want to fight.
Yeah, is there illness?
I'm gonna ask, different things like that. Sometimes we get so caught up on, what's your favorite color? What's your zodiac sign? Yeah, that's surface. I want to go. I want to go deep. I want to go deeper. Into what was your childhood like? And keep in mind, you may have to double back to some of these questions because they may not trust you. Right. And they may not trust you enough at first to give you all of the depth of the, regular dick niggas goes balls deep. Oh my God. I'm saying all this and I ain't had no drink. Okay. I don't think we're going to be on Bullet in Flight, and it's all my fault.
Watching always getting us canceled.
Right. You may have to double back to some of these questions because they don't know you well enough to trust you with the deep. So you may get a very surface answer. So it may be like, my mom and I really get along well, but there have been some bumps in our relationship. Whereas, 6 months from now, their mom may do something and you're like, she always does this. And she's done this since we were a kid. It's not that they lied to you at first. You got to realize that now there's another level of trust. So there's going to be another layer of, we've had some bumps along the way added, right?
Yeah.
But this is why you ask the question at the beginning. It establishes it's okay to talk about this with me. This is something. I want to be that person for you. It's okay for you to talk about this with me. But then it also lets them, since the door is open, it's okay to reopen it again and come through.
Yeah.
And you don't always have to have advice. Am I taking up all the time? Because I feel like I'm talking a lot.
No, you good. I was getting ready to cut you off. Go ahead.
You don't always have to have advice. Sometimes you just got to listen, right? And process. Listen to understand, not listen to respond, not listen to judge, but listen to understand, process it. And who knows, they may say something that may help you with your shit. But okay, all right.
Yeah. No, I love what you said as far as asking those questions and circling back around sometimes. Because look, I need to know when your last relationship was. That's very important. And when we first met and we went on a date, you told me it's been a while since you had you were in a relationship. And then 5 months later, I asked you, because you made a joke with one of your friends on the phone about your last boo. And then I heard a thing and I said, now, wait a minute. When was your last relationship again? Oh, I was like with somebody right before you. Oh, wait a minute. When we first dated, when we first started this journey, our first date, you told me it'd been a while. Now you saying it was just before we dated. Now, which one is it? And so I can tell you, that circle around is very important. I want to tell you a little situation that happened, Walter.
Okay.
Okay. Why is this digging important? Why is this digging important? I was a young tenderoni. Okay, as Michael Jackson says, a pretty young thing. And I started dating this older gentleman. He was twice my age. And he pursued me. We went out on a date. It was wonderful. He picked me up in his car. It was great. And then life started happening. I was staying the night at his place. And all of a sudden, there's this knock on the door in the middle of the night. Boop, 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 boop. And he hops up, goes out, whatever was going on. There's some conversation on the other side of the door. He comes back. Hey, and he hops back in the bed like nothing was wrong. Mind you, the next day we got up and it was time for us to go to school and my child to daycare and me to work. Okay. He says nothing all morning.
Oh.
We get up, we get ready, we sitting down for breakfast, getting ready to head out. And he comes with this ridiculous look on his face and says, we don't have a car anymore.
Oh.
What you mean we don't have a car anymore? What? Huh? We just had a car last night. How we don't have a car this morning?
Yeah.
Then that is when he decides to tell me that the car he was driving in and took me out on a date in and has been riding me and my child around in belonged to his ex-girlfriend's daughter. And she didn't become his ex until she showed up that night to find out that there was another woman in the bed.
What the hell is going on?
Look here. And so, I learned very early on that you got to ask better questions, because back then I didn't know what questions to ask. Yeah. I didn't know to ask, when are you in a relationship, and to get to that house and check them drawers, because I didn't know she had her own drawer there. I had no idea. I didn't know that it was important to actually meet the entire family before you commit to a relationship with that person. Meet the tree, y'all. That's one of the things that we don't do.
Yeah.
It's I can't just take your word that you're not close to your family, because you might not be close to your family because you're an asshole.
Honda BBB,
it's you. And now you sitting up here gonna hit your life with this individual and raise kids with this individual. And now you got all these little assholes that you raising because you decided to be with this person and you didn't check the tree. And so for me, asking all these questions is great, but you need to meet their circle. You need to go to their job. You need to absolutely meet the family and make a more informed decision. Check them social medias, y'all. Check them. Absolutely. But go beyond that social media. Run that criminal record. Don't get it twisted. They might not just have parking tickets like they told you. Okay.
And this is the day that we live in. This is definitely the day that we live in. This is the day. But anyway, I was a side piece once or twice. Okay. The first time though, I didn't know I was a side piece. And I didn't. So this is why I don't think this stuff is fair. Like, they lie to you. They absolutely lie to you, get you hooked, and then bam. Oh, okay. Siobhan Smith says, am I saying that right? Your name right?
Shervin,
my bad. Smith says, it can all be solved. Just remember this: lean not to your own understanding, and all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct your path.
That's right.
That is not no.
That's right. No, you don't agree?
No.
Silence. No. What you got to say, Walter?
God gave me the understanding that I have. He gave me the discernment that I have. And when I ignore it and end up in a wild situation, then I deserve what I get, because I turned off what God gave. There are some things that God innately gave us. He gave us the ability to sense bullshit. He gave us discernment, right? And if we're honest with ourselves, a lot of times we ignore that and went after something else. And then that's where we ended up in the boat that we was in. So no, I think sometimes we just have to learn how to silence our religiosity. And you spoke earlier about connecting with spirit and connecting, sometimes we have to learn how to connect with him aside from the word. I'm not saying that the word ain't. Well, listen, I'm saying what I'm saying, and y'all can go back and look at my other videos, and if you want further detail, listen. You can do all of that scripture stuff if you want. I don't want to hear nothing when you done trusted in the Lord with all your heart, and you ended up raising 3 kids that ain't yours. Understand? Then you're gonna understand that He didn't give you sin, fornication, lust, adultery. Those are the works of the flesh, and all are get an understanding. Okay, I think that pendulum goes both ways. We both need an understanding, Mr. Smith, Mrs. or Mr. or Mrs. Smith.
Well, see, my thing is that God gave me pleasure centers, and they shall be utilized as my discernment sees fit, and my discernment has to grow up, right?
Absolutely.
And so, for young me, I wouldn't have dug in. I didn't ask all these questions. I took everything at face value, right? It was more about how I felt, not necessarily what I knew, understood, and found out. And so it took age, it took maturity, it took wisdom, experience, and my desire for pleasure, because I didn't want crazy. I wanted a pleasurable relationship in all aspects. Amen. To actually get to the point where I was investigating in my relationships in a way that would put me in a position that I wanted to be in, not the position that I found myself in.
Absolutely. And we're getting ready to go. We do have to go. I don't want to spend too much time here, but all I'm going to say is every time my mind's telling me no, and my body is telling me yes. I don't see nothing wrong with a little bump and grind. Just pray and ask the Lord to forgive you after if you believe and all that. All right. With all that being said, we do thank you all for tuning in, and we will be back next week with another episode of the Walk Be Connection. I ain't trying to hurt nobody, but there's something that I must confess. I messed that all the way up. I don't think nothing wrong.
No, Kwame, do the thing.
We done. Oh yeah, the show's over, y'all. We done a little bump and grind.
Thank you for watching Pyro Media Network. For more information, please visit pyromedianetwork.com.